Welcome to Mobility Insider. I'm your host, Morten Hannesbo. Today I'll be doing a long-range test with a Tesla Model 3. The trip computer promises just about 405 kilometers, 403 kilometers. So I should be able to do it on one charge, but we will see how the Tesla manages that. We'll now leave the valley, go up into the mountains, catch a train up from Andermatt, from Furka Autoverlad, go to the other side of the mountain, and there we can expect a lot of snow. So it's going to be a challenge for the Tesla under these weather conditions. When I go back tomorrow, there will be very low temperatures. The forecast is minus 10 degrees Celsius tomorrow around noontime. So that's going to be another good challenge for the car. I'm expecting it to be coping all right with that. So far the consumption I had after the first 500 kilometers is 16 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and I think the Tesla should be able to keep that average even under these harsher conditions, because it's a long trip without too many interruptions. So I have arrived at the train station in Furka Autoverlad. It's cold, about 1 degree, 0 degrees, and we have had the first 105 kilometers a consumption of 21.2 kilowatt hours. So as you would expect, going up the mountain in cold weather, the consumption will go up a little bit, but I think that's still quite decent. The car is behaving well under these conditions, even though it's a rear-wheel drive car, so it's not the optimal configuration for snowy conditions, but it's fine. The only thing that is annoying a little bit is the wiper, because the sensors don't really work that well. If it's raining or snowing heavily, I would expect the wipers to run continuously, but actually it often goes into intermittent wiper, which is really annoying. And then you have to press the button on the steering wheel all the time to clear the view. So that's the only thing I would probably complain about so far. I'll go into the train, and I'll be checking in later when I arrive at my destination. Okay, so we arrived at the parking lot in Fischer Alp. I will now leave the car here until tomorrow when I go back. The battery is at 51% state of charge, so as expected we should be able to make it back home, because we used more power going up the mountain, and going down the mountain tomorrow we should have much lower consumption. So be exciting to see how that pans out. The temperature is 1 degree. Tomorrow should be somewhat colder, probably minus 7, 8 or 9 or even 10. We will see. The consumption so far has been, for the first leg, 20.2 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So obviously a little bit higher than normal, but that was to be expected. So we're definitely now testing the Tesla under winterly conditions. It's about minus 5 degrees. And we had a little bit of snow last night, so 20 centimeters. Quite a lot of snow. So we'll see how the Tesla gets on with the rear-wheel drive configuration. I guess it's gonna be okay. With good winter tires, we should be just fine. So far, it's been okay. The Tesla actually warms up the car really swiftly. It takes about 1 or 2 minutes. And the temperature in the cabin will be back to something where you don't have to wear a jacket. It's got heated steering wheel. It's got heated seats, of course. And the heat pump, I think, works really well. So nothing to complain about. We have rear-wheel drive, but as mentioned, very good winter tires, Pirelli winter tires. So we're doing quite okay. Have to be a little bit careful not to drive too fast and be careful in the turns. My charge is 45% state of charge. so I still have about 188 kilometers remaining, but it will be going downhill a little bit after I get off the train again. So the consumption should drop significantly from the current 20.8 kilowatt hour that I've been having on this trip. I will connect back after I get off the train, and we'll see if I can make it back home without charging, or if we'll have to stop at a Tesla supercharger on the way. I'll probably make a charging stop on the way at one of the Tesla superchargers, because you never know if you're going to sit in traffic somewhere, and I don't want to be running out of power. We're still pretty good though. I got 31% state of charge. I got 130 kilometers left, and I only have about 80 to go home, but it is a very cold day and you never know what's going to hit you, so I think I would be making a stop at the charger. I have asked the car to start preconditioning so the battery will be able to charge as quickly as possible. I prepared the battery to be ready for charging, so I would expect it to perform at a decent level, 100-120 kilowatt or something like that, but we will see how the car will cope with that. So now turning off, having a short break before I take the last leg to make it back home. Okay, let's see how the car is doing. We're charging currently at 77 kilowatt. The battery is preheated, so actually it should be doing better than that. Going down a little bit, 75 kilowatt now. So here it says, next time navigate to supercharger, battery will precondition. Yes, but that's what I did for the last 45 minutes, so I don't know quite, Tesla, why you're telling me that. But 86 kilowatt charging speed. Not that impressive. So it is improving a little bit. Now it occasionally says 93 kilowatt charging speed. So we've added 14 kilowatt hours in about 15 minutes or so. So there you have it. It doesn't improve anymore. It's 93, and this is also what I had the last time I was charging. When you get to about 50% state of charge, the charging speed will kind of get stuck at about 100. Now it's 93. I just saw 94 kilowatt, so no big improvement there. Doesn't change the fact that the car has a really good range, a really low consumption, but with the small 61 kilowatt hour battery, you are limited to about, on a really cold day like today with mountain driving, it's about 330 kilometers approximately, and that is fine, but I would expect the car to be able to charge a lot faster than what we've seen. I haven't seen anything higher now than 94 kilowatt. The highest speed I've seen so far, we had 51% state of charge, so I don't expect it to go up any further. It is a bit disappointing, Tesla. I think you have to improve that. So let's hope there'll be some updates in the coming months so that the car will be better in terms of charging speed. Okay, so this concludes the winter test I wanted to make with the Tesla Model 3 Highland. It's really bad weather, it's really cold, so it's not been the best condition for a long drive, but nevertheless it's quite good to see how the Tesla copes with that. In terms of how the car drives in the snow, I'm impressed. Even if it's the rear-wheel drive, you go up on a slope, and it's quite slippery and it's also quite steep. The anti-slip control actually does a really, really good job. I decided to stop on the way to charge the car because I didn't want to sit in a queue on the highway because of an accident or something. Actually, it wouldn't have been necessary. I could have just kept going and would have charged at home. So on this trip, I did 238 kilometers. I have an average consumption under these winterly conditions with cold weather, 18.2 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. I've now done in my test overall 715 kilometers. I have had a consumption of 17.0 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometer. That is a really good value. I'm quite impressed with that. What I'm not impressed with is the charging speed in cold weather conditions. I would have expected the car to be able to charge at 115, 120 kilowatt. It didn't make it above 94. I think that is unfortunate, and it is one of the weakest points of this car with the standard range battery, which has a capacity of 61 kilowatt hours. So thank you for watching Mobility Insider. I hope you enjoyed this video about winter driving in the Tesla Model 3 Highland rear-wheel drive standard range. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you know someone who might benefit from seeing this video, if they are considering buying a car, share it with them so they can see it too. And if you have any comments or questions, put them in the comment section below and I will see if I can give you a reply to your question. Thank you for watching. See you soon again.